The climate is changing, so why aren't we? One Earth, one chance. There is no planet B. Do you recognize these expressions? From early childhood, I was taught to respect the environment which surrounded me. At some point, I realized that nothing is free and everything comes at a cost. Recognizing the huge effects climate change has on world economies nowadays,
one may consider this problem too serious to be ignored. However, acknowledging the current state of Earth, we can all see that the number of measures aimed at solving this issue is in woefully short supply. As a result, I started wondering why humankind continuously prioritizes other things over our planet. We are facing a climate catastrophe. So, my question is, why? Why aren't we panicking? What possible reasons justifying our climate inaction can be distinguished? My name is Amelia Głuszak, and I am a senior at this school. Committed to building a safer and more sustainable future for all, I consider myself an environmentalist, which means that I am greatly interested in the topic of environmental protection. The purpose of this talk is to take a closer look at the reasons why we care so little about climate change. I am here because I care, and hopefully I will make you care at least a bit more too. Firstly, I would like to ask you to think about the last time when you thought to yourself, oh, what I'm currently doing is probably not great for the environment, so I will stop doing it. In reality, very few people are capable of admitting that the habits that they love so much are actually harming the environment and society. Even fewer people will do something about it. Let me use an example to demonstrate this issue. Imagine you're coming back from work. It's 4 p.m. and 30 Celsius degrees outside. You're exhausted and you're wearing long trousers. You head towards the bus station to find out that 20 more people are waiting for the same bus that is always overcrowded. To make things worse, when you enter the bus, you realize the air conditioning is not working. You're close to passing out and there are no free seats. 30 more minutes to go. Will you make it? For many people worldwide, a car is a default choice. One may need it to commute, to send their children to school, or extracurricular activities, and many, many more. Driving cars with combustion engines fueled by petroleum contributes to air pollution. And even though we know the consequences of choosing a car over public transport or a bicycle, many will not easily give up on their cars just because the air is polluted. They will ask themselves, why should I stop driving my car when thousands of people will keep driving theirs? Sacrificing is not easy, particularly when it comes to issues as complex as climate change. Moving on to the second factor. The complexity of climate change is also associated with a social phenomena known as climate denial. It refers to the unjustified doubt about the scientific consensus on climate change. Climate deniers may not recognize the alarming extent and rate of global warming and may also disagree with the fact that human beings are driving climate change. Climate deniers might, for instance, use the presence of snow in winter as an argument to disprove the existence of global warming. Psychological research on climate denial tells us that much of the time, climate change is perceived as too large and too scary an idea to understand. Long time frames and uncertainty about the problem's long-term consequences make it difficult for us, the consumers, and the governments to find and implement effective solutions. That is why climate denial may also be used as a defense mechanism that, despite being an expression of fear, also undermines the attempts to reduce, adapt, or mitigate climate change effects. Lastly, some people are simply unaware of the threat climate change poses. Littering, wasting water, or buying goods that are produced in an unsustainable manner are just a few things that people do that contribute to the worsening of the situation. That is why there is still an enormous need to raise awareness in societies worldwide, to inform people of the implications of their everyday decisions. I am not asking you to stop eating meat from now on. I am not asking you to get rid of your car and become a public transport enthusiast or get on your bike. Climate change affects and will affect everyone, but forcing people to do stuff without them knowing why they should do something is not the best approach. Lao Tzu supposedly once stated, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Let's reflect on this philosophy for a moment. Solving even the most complex problems, such as climate change, surely takes a significant amount of time, but it begins with the first vision, first idea, and first action. What you do matters greatly, but consider how much good you could also do if not only were you changing your own habits, but if you were also spreading the message around. Start with yourself and then move to others. Take a small step every day to create positive change in the world, and most importantly, do not embrace ignorance. The ball is in your court when it comes to action. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, and I am not speaking exclusively when it comes to this TEDx talk, although I do have only a couple of minutes left. Earth is getting warmer and has been getting warmer since the Industrial Revolution. You do not have to visit Kiribati to witness these changes. In Europe, more frequent and more severe extreme weather events, such as heat waves, have been evident, and they are intrinsically linked to climate change. Unfortunately, everything we do might still not be considered enough. Obviously, we can also argue that the changes we can make in our daily lives cannot change the flawed status quo. While I agree government regulations play a more crucial role, each social change begins with one person or a very small group of individuals who share a vision. In order to solve the problem of climate change, we need to pay special attention to tackling the behavioral obstacles I mentioned that stand in the way of effective climate action. Needless to say, environmentalists are not the majority of society, but you do hear about them sometimes in the news. Please don't think of us only as eco-terrorists. You want to create a future in which fauna, flora, and humankind can live peacefully and safely. Maybe after listening to me for 10 minutes, you will choose to become one of us. To conclude, it is time to stop beating around the bush and start treating the climate crisis as a crisis it really is. So think, take action, and tell the world. Set an example. There is still hope. Thank you for coming to my TEDx talk.